biggest, the baddest, wackiest, funniest, filmiest show on earth. Never
parts. If you haven't seen Kubra act, you should, and that means that you completely missed.
Who?
Kubra Sate.
Kubra Sate?
You didn't see any of Foundation, did you?
No.
She's great in Foundation.
Who?
Kubra Sate.
Who's that?
Our Dost.
Oh, that's why you need to say
See,
that.
Kubra? He doesn't remember you, so the next time you're in LA, just ignore Corbin, hang out with Andrani and I.
Hey, welcome back to our Stupid Drags of Corbin.
I'm Kubra Sate.
You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, more.
See content. Thank you to everybody who supports the meter.
Today we got the best ever food review show.
Oh, what a surprise.
He's coming out with...
Dude is...
must have just gone to India not too long ago.
Yeah.
All the Indian videos are coming out.
Yep.
Mumbai, $1,000 dining. So he's going the opposite of what he normally does here. Indian street food upgrade.
I bet gold's involved.
Probably. It's always gold.
It's always gold. I'm going to eat gold just because I can.
Golden truffle.
Especially 30,
In
18
this video,
years
we're
great.
taking on another $1,000 dining challenge.
Do
this
it.
time in the city of Mumbai, in the country of India. Every time you see a
Never
YouTube
heard
video
of it.
about Indian food, it's street food. It's the most affordable food that you can find in the country. But today I want to know what happens when you drop piles of money on trying to find the best Indian food possible. And that's why we've come here to the Four Seasons. Today I'm going to be showing you the
Makes
Four
sense.
Seasons
Makes a lot of
breakfast buffet.
sense.
I'm going to be giving you a room tour of a room that costs $900 per day. And by the end of today, I'll be taking you to one of the most luxurious, lavish restaurants that exists within this building.
for the
A
Four
restaurant with
Seasons?
over 300 private members.
That ain't bad.
Why are they letting
That's
me
where
in?
we
Wait,
stayed in
why are they
Mumbai
letting
when
me
we
in?
went.
Don't ask too many questions. Just enjoy the ride. I'm going to head inside right now to show you the breakfast buffet. Let's move. What's cool about this hotel is it has two buffets. Right now we're on the main level. This is a grab-and-go buffet. It doesn't really have a ton of Indian food. It's more like pastries, fruits,
nice.
nuts, coffee,
it's for
juice. It looks
beautiful.
amazing. But today
Americans
I'm only
and
eating
English.
Indian food. So I got to go upstairs to the bigger second floor buffet. Let's move.
The breakfast buffet is already included with the price of the room, but if you just bought breakfast, it would cost you $19. Not bad.
I went the wrong way.
So let's see how Four Seasons does buffets here in India.
Welcome to the main buffet area. Almost all the food they have here is right here in this center island. But they do also have a separate bread and bakery area. Let's take a look at that first. They have some very typical stuff. A bunch of fruit, tons of little breads, biscuits, bakery items, donuts, and
Apparently
so
you're in
on.
France.
They all look great, but it's not really Indian food. So let's take a look back over there. Boom, Indian food. There's so many things here I've never seen before, but that's what's fun about going to a buffet with Indian food. You can try new things,
like quiche.
and they have labels. Kachori, medu vada, and patra. Moving on over to here. Over here we have a load of chutneys. This is not something you'll find at your old country buffet.
Yeah,
Those
no.
are good chutney to go with
That's
Indian
Indian.
food. Right here, whoosh, poha and upma. Yeah.
Hoo-ha.
Over here we have a more deli meat and cheese section. There's nuts, there's dried fruits. But
That's my
is
cup of
an
tea.
Italy station. The Italy
Hey,
are like these steamed
nice, an Italy
rice
station.
batter pancakes. And on top of it, you put something. Perhaps this? This right here is sambar. And that kind of seems to be it. So let's start dishing up.
Dude,
I want to get some of this.
give me Italy and
It's
sambar for
basically
breakfast
gonna
and I'm
have
good to
no
go.
flavor.
I need
And that
nothing
means
else.
That we need to top it with something. But I
That's
don't know what to top
some
it
filter
with, so I'm
coffee.
gonna ask. Excuse me. What should I put on my Italy?
Sambar.
You can put it on the idli.
And Italy powder.
Idli powder, yes.
These two.
Yes.
From here they have a variety
Italy
of chutneys.
powder, huh?
Coconut chutney, ginger chutney, and since it's morning, a sweet tamarind chutney. So this is a good start. I'm gonna grab a few more things and I'll see you at the table.
Saw the
Obviously,
filter
of course,
coffee.
One right here, an epic Indian breakfast to begin with. This is the idli with 3 different flavors of chutney on top. The coconut chutney
all I need.
is so fibrous. Same with the ginger.
We
And
had the same thing when we were there and we said the Four Seasons for $900 a day.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Let's see how this tastes.
We actually paid
That's pretty
$8.50.
good.
They
There's
gave
some
us a
masala
deal.
on top, so there's spices, there's a lot of flavor.
He's
the
kidding.
tamarind is super sweet. It's basically Indian pancakes. And then the idli has like a
we
white
stayed at
bready
Airbnb.
type of flavor to it. Here we have the coconut. I should have put even more ghee.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with too much
I
ghee.
love a good coconut chutney. This is such a spice-heavy country that coconut always just helps like cool everything down. Right here, ooh, a big thick dollop of ginger chutney. Very gingery, very spicy, but not very sweet. This is a wild
Ginger
breakfast
chutney
because it's just a
sounds
straight
delicious.
carbohydrate bomb. But then we've got this. This is my saving grace in India. It's called egg bhuji. This dish is an Indian twist
It
on
looks
scrambled
amazing.
eggs. It has onions, tomatoes, green chilies, and spices like turmeric,
Indian
red
scrambled
chili
eggs.
powder, and
Yep.
garam masala. So basically all the
Delicious.
flavors of India put into scrambled eggs. Right here we have our pao. I'm gonna do it the American way, like an Indian breakfast sandwich. Let's give it a shot. Oh, even that bun is perfect. Light and fluffy, perfectly holding on to all those eggs. This is like fireworks to start your morning. So this is our first course, but actually, aside from what they have at the buffet, you can actually order food too. So I'm gonna order my next Indian breakfast now. All right, folks, my 2 new courses have arrived. First of all, the dosa. The dosa,
That's
it's
a cool
little
plate.
pancake.
This is a good diet food. Meanwhile, here we have the uttapam. Both of them come with an assortment of chutneys.
India
But we're gonna
has
start
the
with this.
best
Unfortunately, it's
breakfast
cooled
on
down a
earth.
little bit. The best time to eat the dosa is immediately when
Tell
it's
that
come
to the
off
makers of
heat.
Pop-Tarts.
Oh, no, it's a little wrinkly. I think the main deal here
The
is it's
idli
like Indian
or the
nachos.
dosa.
And it's
Either one
already
of
been
those.
rubbed
I could
down
eat
with
those
excellent
every morning for the
masala
rest
on
of my
the
life, and I
inside.
wouldn't
Give it a little
miss
bit of a dip,
anything.
some ginger chutney. It's that simple.
Nothing.
Very ginger, crunchy. So right here we've got some coconut chutney, and then this is interesting right here because she called it gunpowder. Gunpowder's a scary name. To me, that means it's gonna be full of chili powder or super spicy, but let's find out.
Well, in Texas, we actually eat real gunpowder for breakfast.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's definitely spicy, it's definitely salty, and it's good to combine that with the coconut. Overall, I gotta say, this is an excellent texture. Dish number 2, this is like the cousin of the idli. It's made from the same rice batter, but inside they put all kinds of spices and veggies, and instead of steaming it, they pan-fried it. This time I'm gonna try some of this tomato chutney. This is like IHOP, Indian House of Pancakes. Let's go. I like that a lot. That is much more similar to an American pancake texture.
That's delicious.
Except, you know, there's tomatoes and onions in it. Different flavor profile, different texture, that's for sure.
So that's an elevated Indian breakfast here at the Four Seasons. But this is just the beginning. By the end of this video, I'll show you a premium, exclusive dinner that costs over $200. The most expensive I've ever heard of in India. But first, I'm going to show you what
That's
sets this hotel
insane.
apart aside from the
$200
food.
dinner
The room.
in
Now,
India?
what kind of a room do you
That's
get in Mumbai
insane.
at the Four
Just put
Seasons
gold
for
on it.
$900 a night? Let's take a look.
That's like
First of all, this place, when you're paying this
16,000
amount of money, You
rupees.
get 2 rooms.
We
And
had
right
this
now we're in
exact
the
That's
living
nuts.
room
And
next to
Johnny and Rick slept on the
flowers.
couch.
We did more than that.
That's a real flower. Moving on.
Not a lot of sleeping going on.
We have a
Not
small
really.
room right here. Inside of it, a toilet. My wife is not traveling with me this time, but if she was, this would be my
Where's the
designated
hose?
bathroom, and she would get the big one. The key to a long-standing marriage is keeping your bathroom functions as separated.
If that bathroom doesn't have a hose in
We have
there,
another small space. This is perfect for hanging
you
jackets,
keep
for
your
hanging
bathroom
coats,
function
or
separate
you can come out of
in
the
your house?
closet. But I will not do that today.
You know,
Right here we have the
yeah.
desk.
in front of them. That's what he's saying.
A perfect place
we
to
don't. Well, no,
We're doing a tour.
no.
In the shop. Get on the shot. Is it weird
We don't
that I'm a
poop in
older
front of
white
each other,
guy
but we
and
know
I
when each
brought
other's
3
pooping.
young Vietnamese men
We
with me
pee.
into my hotel room in Mumbai? This is a great place to get work done, to feel like
We'll
you're
show
the
each
king
other
of
our
your
poop.
castle. The best part of this room
If we had a
is
really
this
good one, we'll show it. So they should be like, babe, come here, you gotta see this.
Can you
shut
Mumbai
up?
Bay. Parts of the city look amazing. There's an awesome city skyline. There's the ocean. But then there's also 3 slums that you're looking down on from the 31st floor. Anyways, finally here we have the drink and food corner. First of all, typical water, glassware, coffee maker, tea, etc. As we go down south right here, we've got a couple candy bars, some cream for the coffee, and then it's all
Word of
drinks
advice:
from there.
never
Sprite,
eat
Coke,
any of the
whiskey,
stuff that's in
vodka.
your room
That got
because
pretty
it's
wild
going to be
pretty
so
quick.
expensive.
Beyond
very
that, we have a few different types of
American-centric.
beer and then
Very.
wine. So that is beverages, but they also have dry snacks right here.
I'm guessing most of
Broad
this is
beans,
geared towards
trail mix,
tourists
cashews,
thing.
and other cashews. Some greenish masala-looking cashews.
Ooh,
a little bit of
solid
sniff.
cashews.
Oh yeah, that's masala. Let's try it out. Okay, that's a bit close. It tastes like all the spices put together. Very flavorful. That, you know, it's a good drinking food, because right now, it's making me really crave for some beer. Right now, we're heading into the master bedroom, and it's a pretty straightforward layout here. They have a vanity
Very pretty
here,
room.
a king-size bed here, a chair for reflecting and contemplation here, and a TV. Finally, we have the bathroom, a small toilet room. I'm not saying you're gonna need that if you're eating street food all day in India, but it couldn't hurt. Probably the best part of this bathroom is not this giant bathtub right here. It's this cute little stool that goes next to it. So I can watch my wife while she bathes and make sure she's comfortable. How you doing? More bubbles? But sadly, my wife is not here. I'm just here with 3 Vietnamese guys. So that is the layout. That is what you get at Four Seasons in Mumbai for $900 per day. But what about the food? Next, I'm gonna go check out the room service menu and we're gonna order a bunch of food, see how much it costs, and see what it looks like. The
That's
food
what
has
we
arrived. Let's take a look. Hi, how you doing?
I can hold this for you.
Oh, okay. And then I push the food in? Oh.
This room service feast is a mix of the best dishes from all over India.
This whole room smells intensely of Indian spices.
Let me walk you through
that
the
a
first
Indian
9
grilled
mini
cheese?
samosas for about $10. Next, a Mumbai snack. Pav bhaji
$10 for that amount of
$11.
samosas?
A cheesy
That was
toasty coming in
insane.
at nearly $16.
This is something new for me. It is paneer lababdar. Lababdar? Am I saying it right?
This costs over $18. And the most expensive dish on the
Yeah,
table,
you're staying at
lamb
the Four
Joe Rogan,
Seasons.
coming in at more than $22.
I know it's called Lamb
Rogan
Rogan
Josh.
Josh. On the
Yeah.
phone, I said,
You
"Can I
shouldn't
get
be
a Lamb
spending
Joe
that much for
Rogan?"
that in India.
Lamb Joe Rogan? And he knew exactly what I meant.
This fancy feast costs a total of $140, including a Diet Coke and a glass of wine.
Let's start with
Honestly,
something
if it was-
simple like this.
If I'm staying
The
at the Four
samosa.
Seasons,
A nice,
in
super
here in America,
flaky
that would be
more than
crust on the
140.
outside.
Yeah,
Just give it a shot.
but if I'm staying at the Four Seasons, I'm not eating the food at the Four Seasons. I'm walking out in the street and eating in Mumbai.
Warm, crispy, flaky outside.
No offense, Four Seasons,
steamy
but-
mashed potato inside with plenty of spices. Oh, and
Oh, they'll take
layers
offense.
of flavor. It hits you like waves on the ocean, like on the beach. Huh? This you can also put into the sweet tamarind chutney right here.
So give us your honest
Very
food
good.
assessment.
Let's go to this right here. The Bombay Toasty. It's complete with beetroot,
that
cucumber,
looks-
potato, onion, tomato, bell pepper, coriander chutney, processed cheese, and
That
french
looks good.
fries. That is fascinating. So there's no meat. And there's cheese, but it's processed. I'm gonna break it all the way in half. Let's give it a shot. I feel mixed. There's no meat. It's like a grilled cheese where they dumped a bunch of vegetables on top. The toasty part is nice. This is the processed cheese that's melted onto the plate. Let's go for the cheese. Indeed processed. Next time I think I'll just take it with only cheese. The next one we're moving on to right here is the pav bhaji. Camera guy doesn't know where to look. Right here is our pav bun. Right here is our bhaji gravy. That is basically a bunch of different vegetables and spices. That is what's gonna go on our bread. Indian overload.
Doesn't look
Go for
oily
it.
enough.
Delicious. Oh, spicy too. It somehow tastes like it's full of Indian spices, but it tastes fresh too. This is that premium pav bhaji experience I was looking for. Very good. We have 2 dishes remaining. The first one right here is paneer lababdar. Lababdar. Paneer lababdar. It says it is cottage cheese, bell peppers, and all that is cooked in a rich
$1,500?
makhani gravy. I don't know what kind of gravy that is. Oh yeah. The essence of curry leaves is strong. Paneer is the best.
Love
It is
that
a
sound effect.
Lovely cheese blocks that have a wonderful texture as you rip your teeth through them. It is time to cleanse my palate. That's how you make your stomach numb. Moving on to our final main course right here, the Lamb Rogan Josh. Despite its name sounding like it could belong to a
How's the
white
Josh?
guy, the term Rogan Josh actually has roots in Persian and Kashmiri languages, not in English.
Great short
so,
film.
Guys, stop calling it Lamb Joe Rogan. That is actually offensive. Oh, there's that lamb. Nice gravy. You can
Oh,
see those
eat it and
bones.
suck out
I'm gonna
the
put some
marrow.
rice down as a foundation. Let's put that
Ugh.
gravy over the rice and some of that
You
meat
dirty
too.
talk.
Oh,
Suck out the marrow.
suck out the marrow.
Tastes a
Come on,
tomatoey base,
don't
and it tastes
disappoint
a
me.
lot of that lamb flavor coming through. Yes, it's still full of similar Indian spices, but this time with some real animal fat. Oh, look at that. The meat
That was
just
Joe
falls
Rogan.
right off of the bone.
Suck the bone.
Juicy and tender. I love it. So
Suck
that is all of our main courses,
bu-
but I want to know from the people watching,
Loser.
especially the Indian folks, what do you think of this high-end hotel Indian food?
I'd rather
While
get
you do
street
that,
food.
I'm moving on to dessert, an iconic of India, gulab jamun, sweet sugary balls. They're literally just bathing in a sweet syrup.
I got sweet sugary balls.
I love that. It's so dense and so sweet. So that is room service
As long
at
as
the
it's
Four
warm.
Seasons here in Mumbai.
You like your balls warm?
$140 on one table.
My Indian
but we still
balls?
have one
Yeah.
crucial meal left for
So
the
I call
day. The
Ranveer's
most
balls.
expensive meal,
My
the
gulab
most
jamun.
premium
Whose
experience
balls?
you can have at this hotel. Dinner at a very exclusive
gulab
restaurant.
jamuns.
Join me as we check out the height of Indian food luxury.
Shitheads
Let's
are my
move.
mishtis.
To experience this luxury dinner, you have to be a member of the restaurant known as
Big
the
piece of
Modernist,
Vatapam.
an exclusive private club with a capped membership of 300. So you might be asking, why are they allowed allowing me to enter, and why hasn't security tackled me to the ground? It's all thanks to Miss Radhika, the marketing manager of the Four Seasons Mumbai. She was kind enough to give me a sneak peek.
How does one get a membership?
You have to be invited.
It's a very select group of guests who are part of our 300. It's
Rich.
also more on word of mouth. Members very often recommend their friends.
Money, Bob.
There is a fee
It's money.
involved, of course there is.
How much does a membership cost?
It is mysterious, and some of the biggest
crore.
deals in Mumbai may or may not have happened in some of these rooms. Again, off the record. So
Well, that's what I say. Some of the most beautiful women in the world may or may not have been in my house. But probably not actually, though.
This meeting room, located just off the main restaurant, is also for club members. Everything inside is custom made, and the service,
Money, Bob!
beverages, and food are top notch.
we've studied
gold,
you as a person right now, and we've picked what we think you'd like the best. Hope you have a
Amazing.
fantastic meal.
Let's do it. All right, folks, the first course has arrived. I'm very excited. Hello.
Ah, yeah, the chef
we
is here.
first have our deconstructed dahi vada. Then we have our pani puri sample. Oh my gosh. We have 6 different types
that's
of
a
water.
cool
This
way
is
to
our
serve
burrata
pani
chaat
puri,
with
right?
khakra. So that's our chaat sampler.
Oh, yeah.
This is just the appetizer. This
That's
first
a
food
really
here
cool
reminds
way
me
to
of an
serve
Indian
pani
street
puri.
food known as sev puri. The difference is this
Delicious.
is a
That
more
looks
elevated
good.
version. Give it a shot.
I bet it's like Michelin
a
star
little
good.
spicy, but a ton of sweetness and creaminess coming through. I like it. Then we move on to this pani puri. This is the seasoned water, and then this is the puri. Now, this is a round
Are they
cracker.
just
and
colored,
you can
or are they
see that
different
inside
styles of
they've
color?
stuffed
They've
different
gotta
stuff.
be different-
Let's give this one a
different
try.
kinds of
I'm gonna
pani.
Fill it with this juice, whoop, and I'm gonna throw it back. Delicious. It tastes like coriander. It's spicy, it's a little bit sweet. There's some potato inside, so it's got some crunch, but it's got some mushy body to it too. It's really an elevated pani puri.
Your mom's
I've never
got a
seen
mushy
anything like
body.
this. I'll try one more. Look at that color of green. Oh, you gotta go quick. This one has a load of cumin and is very spicy. Each one is just a different
like that.
explosion of flavored waters. Very cool.
Next, we have drumstick rasam. No, not that kind of drumstick. I'm talking about this one.
Drumstick is a
Yeah.
vegetable I've just heard about during this trip. It's really hard and fibrous, but I guess they use it for flavoring. It looks very beautiful. I like that they bring it out to the table and they pour it for you to see. Let's see
Oh,
how
that's
it tastes.
nice presentation.
Ooh, spicy. Wow, that is full of spice. It's a deep, savory quality to it.
Cool ball.
There is no distinct flavor of drumstick that I could taste, but it does taste like chili powder, like turmeric, and like beans.
That's our appetizer, but we still have many courses ahead to justify the cost of this $212 meal. Next up, this.
Right here, a green chutney and an orange chutney. Oh wait, there's more. I see steam or smoke. Oh my gosh, what is this? It's like a little tandoor at the table.
For our next course, a selection of kebabs. First, the non-veg option, tandoori cooked chutney wali sea bass. Alongside a roasted lamb
wow.
chutney, there's the vegetarian stuffed potato.
You can see the stuffing is kind of oozing out there. Oh, there we go. A hollowed out
looks
and stuffed
great.
potato. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a hit of a chutney. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Cheers.
That was a big bite, bro.
The potato has kind of developed a bit of a skin, and then on the inside there are just tons of spices, a very unique ingredient. And then when you put the chutney on top of that, boom, flavored grenade.
Damn.
Right here, the protein. We've got the
That's
turf,
sea
the
bass.
lamb.
That's
Oh,
lamb.
very
Oh,
tender.
look
That is
how
an
tender.
excellent juicy
Eat the fat,
piece
eat
of
that
lamb.
fat.
So I've never had a tasting menu like this before. It's like they're breaking all the rules. They're bringing out a freaking stuffed
Interesting you
tandoor
went to the
potato.
lamb first.
They're
I would
bringing
go to the
out
sea bass
two meats,
first.
No side of potato.
Just saying.
I mean, mashed potato, no vegetable. We're getting straight to the good stuff.
Potato is a vegetable.
I taste turmeric, I taste love, and I taste passion.
Oh,
That's what I
good.
taste in that lamb right there. I'm very impressed.
For the next two courses, we'll be exploring northern and southern Indian
didn't tell us
cuisine,
about the sea
starting
bass.
with the
Maybe he didn't
south.
For
like
our
it.
next dish, we're actually going to get to see it being made right in front of us. This is called an appam, and he starts with a batter. The batter
So
is made from
disappointed.
fermented rice flour. So he puts it on this tiny hot skillet, wok, tawa. I don't know. I've never seen a pan like this. And
The
he
cat
spreads
sounds.
it around until it becomes a thin layer, covers it up. Next, he grabs an egg, cracks it, and drops it right in the center of the appam. Cover it up again.
Once the egg's been cooked, the dish receives some shaved black truffle before it's escorted to the table.
And then
This
gold.
is the appam, which we just saw being made. To go with that, we have
That's
chicken
something I've
stew,
never had.
and soon we will reveal what's
on.
inside of this
Truffle.
meat.
My
It's a
wife
fish.
loves truffle.
But
Yeah, I've never had it.
you'll see what type of fish soon. So this looks awesome. It reminds me of
It's an
a food
acquired
that I
taste.
tried in
Not
Sri
everybody
Lanka,
likes
which is
it.
known as a hopper, which is kind
My
of the
wife
same thing,
loves the
rice
taste of
batter and an
truffle.
egg, but putting truffle in it, it's a unique take on this dish and a fun way to elevate it. To new height, and it smells so dang
Like,
good. And I'm told I
I'm
can
not a big
rip
fan of
open
mole.
parts of this
That's an
and dip it
acquired
into the
taste.
stew.
Do you like
Let's get
mole?
some
I
truffle,
don't know if I've
scoop
had
up
it.
some
It's the
of that
brown
chicken
sauce
stew.
that's used in a
creamy
lot of
mess.
Mexican
Let's give it a
food.
shot.
I probably had it.
Yeah, and I'm not crazy about it. People love it. Who love it.
Delicious chicken and just a super thick coconut sauce, perfect to pair with this right here. I want to kind of rip that yolk in half.
I love
nice
eggs.
Yolk, yolk, truffle, and pancake together.
Do you like
love
them
it.
running like that?
Yes.
No, I don't do that.
Oh, I
Undeniable.
love the yolk
combination
running.
of the egg with the pancake, just like my new favorite food. So that is our first course. For the next food on our South Indian spread, we have this right here. Let's open it up. Whoosh.
South Indian food in Mumbai? Who does that?
Seriously, why would you eat anything southern in the
north
north
You should go
or
to
the west?
You should go to New Delhi.
Yeah, if you want a good southern breakfast, Delhi or Calcutta. Am I right, Indians?
Yummy Indian spices. It's such a light, flaky fish, but they
Oh,
do
you'll
such
eat that
bold
fish.
Flavor. A little coriander. What a combination.
Now we're moving from South India to the north with a selection of food buckets. All of these dishes are inspired by the city of Amritsar. There, the Golden Temple houses
We've
a
been there.
Gurdwara that runs a massive charity kitchen, serving
We've eaten
thousands
there.
of meals daily in buckets just like these. In our first bucket,
And
we
gotta
have
tell
a
ya,
classic Punjabi winter dish.
That mass
sarson
amount of
kasag,
cooking,
served
you
alongside
expect it to
this.
be kind of
roti
bland
made
and
with
okay.
100% corn.
It
Look at
was
that.
good.
Ooh, what would an Indian do? What else do I put
They
on
don't
here? Butter?
just
Okay, I'll put
slop
butter on
it
this.
together.
Why not? Cheers. Oh my lord. Everything here is delicious. It's made of 100% corn, so it's a little bit more dry than like a wheat roti. But when you mix that with the gentle savoriness of these greens right here, and then of course the fattiness of that butter, it's a soothing combination.
Our second bucket holds a chickpea curry, Amritsari chole, which goes with tandoori bread or kulcha.
Oh yeah, look at that. Chunky,
look at
full of spices,
that.
many shades of brown. So we're gonna hit this with a little bit of this. And if you're feeling wild, you can even hit it with a little bit of this sweet masala, turning that brown a nicer shade of brown. Here we go. It's such a different experience from the South Indian food. It's savory, it's bursting
one of the
with
most-
spices.
my
It's a
favorite
bit
things to
intense,
tell
but then
people
you get
about
that
India,
corn,
those
that
spots
sweet
we've
chutney in
seen,
there. It balances everything
how
out.
different the
real
food
star
is,
here, I think,
yet
this
it's all
bread.
still
This bread is
Indian.
kind of elastic. It's soft and it's so delicious when paired
But
with that
they're so
chole as
different
kind
in
of
the
a
regions.
chole carrying vehicle. So if all the spice gets a little bit too intense, you can always wash it down with a lassi.
Yeah, you do.
This lassi flavored with saffron, and that's how you know it's very, very fancy.
At last, our two most expensive dishes have arrived. Let's
That's
start with the
gotta
lamb
be
shank,
biryani.
a dish inspired by Nali Nihari.
So the story to the Nihari is very iconic because initially it's from Lucknow and Nali Nihari is from the king's kitchens. But Nihari actually is supposed to be a local man's food and it's a braised stew kind of thing. So all the offcuts are actually kept overnight and stewed for a very, very long time. And then it is served as the first thing in the morning. And it's so hearty,
I
and
would
it's
eat
so
that
heavy
without
it takes you
any
through the
hesitation
day,
in the
and the common man can survive on it all the way till the evening when he has his next meal.
So the first thing I'm going to do is pour
Rich,
the gravy over everything.
savory.
Oh, this is the most rich, delicious gravy you will find anywhere. I would say that nihari is one of my top 5 favorite Indian foods. I've had the kind of common man's version of it, and now we're going to have the elevated 4 Seasons version of it right here. I'm going to sink my spoon into this fatty gravy. Let's give it a shot.
That's breakfast right there, dude.
Oh, yeah. Delicious, delicate saffron rice. You can taste the elevated touches of the dish. It's hard to say, does it make it
keeps
better?
saying
Like,
elevated,
nihari
and
is
it's
kind
getting
of
me a
10
little
out of
bit
10 food
aroused.
already. It's different, but it's still very good. Just rich and decadent. It's the savory version of like a liquid chocolate. Right here we have the lamb, the actual nihari itself. Oh my god. 10 out of 10 delicious. It just has an amazing texture. It's falling apart, but it still has some bite to it. It's amazing seeing the transformation of this common food
How did he
made
keep his
into
plate
an
so clean?
opulent, luxurious food, and the taste still amazing as ever.
Right here is our final course.
There it
a clay
is.
pot sealed shut through the use of dough. This classic Indian cooking technique keeps all the flavors locked inside.
Remember the
now
New York
it's time
chef
to
who did
break
the
that
minis?
seal and reveal a steamy biryani within.
Now the final rice course that we have, these are Kashmiri morels. We call them as gucci, and we have the biryani made out of it, flavored with saffron, some brown onions,
love
mint
their
and
plates.
coriander.
You might not be familiar with these local Kashmiri mushrooms, considering they're not used in everyday food. These hand-picked morel mushrooms grow naturally in the damp forest forests of northern India, making them extremely rare. That's why they can cost nearly $150 per pound, meaning this is going to be one expensive dish, right?
Just the biryani, if we look at one portion, would be around about 4,500 to 5,000 rupees a portion.
Which is like $40?
I'll have to do the math for that.
Yeah, me too. Let's put it on screen. And then for the entire experience today, can you tell me about the price?
For the entire experience, along with the desserts which we'll serve now next, the whole meal would be around 18,000 rupees.
Chef, thank you so much.
Honestly, not bad.
I'm gonna try just the biryani rice. Let's give it a shot.
18,000 rupees for one meal.
I mean, I get it because it's
light,
India.
more subtle flavor.
But for
There's
a
also
fancy
the taste
meal,
of saffron
it's
throughout
not.
the rice, weaving its
That would
way
be
into
$1,000
everybody.
meal
Let's try
here.
that morel mushroom.
This whole meal, over $1,000. Of course.
The mushroom has soaked up all the spices. It's got a nice meaty bite to it. It's delicious. And here's what I love about what they're doing here. There's no component of this dish that's been outsourced to another nation. It's all from within the borders of India, and it tastes amazing, but for a price.
I love their bowls and plates.
$212. Do you think it's worth it? I know people are gonna say, oh, $212, I could eat for a month with that. Not Americans. But what do you think about Indian
No,
friends? Is this something
not
you would like to
Americans.
try for yourself? So from here, I'm gonna head outside and tell you the
lucky
total
in for
amount
a
of money
week for
I
that.
spent
Yeah, if
on
you can get
food
through a
and
week on
lodging
that,
for the
you
day.
did
Let's
you
move.
did really well with your
Today I
budget.
set out to eat the most glamorous,
you could do that in a
opulent
day
food I could
without
find
thinking.
Here in the city of Mumbai, in the country of India. Was I successful? Well, I think I was. Well, let's talk about how much money I spent. First of all, the room, $900.
Yeah, $900 for the
Breakfast,
night,
well,
for the
it
day.
came with the room. It was free with the price of the room. Room service, $140. To be honest, probably you don't
These
need
are
that much
American
food.
prices.
And then let's talk about dinner. For that 8-course meal with 15 to 16 different foods, the price was $212. Add it all together, and I spent this much today. Did I hit my goal of spending over $1,000? In fact, I did. By the way, please note that I did not eat the final course, but it was a dessert. It was a ice cream that tasted like pan. It was a pan ice cream. A very nice way to end the meal. And it was also another very beautiful dessert that comes from Rajasthan. Otherwise, that is it for
I'd
this video.
love
Thank you
to
so much
try
for
that.
watching. I will see you next time. Peace. All right,
Corbin
now
loves
I can
pan.
leave the restaurant that way, but if I leave that way, I don't have to pay my bill. Tempting. No, I'm just kidding. Let's go.
Pan. Would you like to know what your great auntie's grandma's taint tastes like? Try pan.
I like pan.
Huh.
You know what I just bought the other day? Aside from the fact that I had to get more fennel because I've become very attached to eating fennel after every meal, just like my wife does.
Oh, and Johnny.
I bought some hajmola.
Disgusting.
I want to watch Scott and Maddie and Jackson eat hajmola. I'm going to film it.
You know, we should do like a competition, and like the punishment is that first pan we got that I got from like one of the Indian restaurants. They had like, we just tried it,
Oh yeah,
and a lot of rows.
yeah. The one I don't like. Yeah, the one I don't like.
That'd be the punishment for the loser.
It's very common. What's the name of the Indian place that we used to go to quite a bit? That's there off Topanga and Sherman Way.
It's Baba Sweets.
It's Baba Sweets. They'll have, as you're checking out on the grocery side, because they also have a food side where you can order food and eat. But on the grocery side, they will regularly have wrapped up pan just as a quick purchase as you leave the place. Those tend to have been sitting for a while.
Oh, no, you're not talking about. Gotcha. You're talking about the grocery store one.
Yeah, the grocery store one that has also the Punjabi.
India Sweets and Spices.
That's it, India Sweets and Spices. But I'm not a big fan. There's a huge difference between that and pan that's made for you fresh.
Yeah.
Made fresh pan for me is magnificent. The kind that's been wrapped in foil and sitting for a while, I'm not a fan.
It's all dog shit.
No.
Although I've never had the chocolate one. I know there's a chocolate one.
You just can't get past the rose water. Yeah. That's the grandma perfume for you.
Hands down, one of the worst flavors and smells
I get it.
in existence.
I get it.
That
It does smell like a grandma.
maraschino cherry
Oh, I
flavoring.
cannot stand
The,
maraschino cherries.
the smell and the taste. The smell of raisins, I can't stand.
Really? You don't like the smell of raisins? Do you like raisins?
Barely, no.
Wow, that's interesting. So you open a box of Sun-Maid and you go,
But hands down, probably my 3 least favorite flavors on the planet.
rose water, cherry.
Maraschino cherry specifically. And then marzipan.
I don't think I've even had marzipan.
Have you ever had a princess cake?
No.
Mexican. It's a almond paste.
I know. That's why I don't think I've even had it.
It's also in German chocolate cake.
I mentioned I'm not a big fan. Oh, I love German chocolate cake. I'm not a big fan of mole. I'll eat it, but it doesn't ever really excite me. It's not something I look forward to
But anyways,
eating.
that could be a good punishment competition. I'll just go get some pan.
I find it intriguing that raisin smell
I don't like the smell of
grosses you
raisins.
out.
Especially if it's in something. Ugh. Oh. Anyways, I do love, like, it's not something I frequent often because it's not practical, like fancy restaurants.
No.
I love when fancy restaurant, like one of the, obviously, you're never going to get your money's worth at a fancy restaurant. That's not
You're going to overspend. That's not the point.
That's not the point of them.
Right.
It's for the whole experience. Hopefully, really good food.
Right.
But also the creativity. Like, look at it as art.
Presentation, absolutely.
Look at it as an art. Part of it is as an art as well.
100% agree.
Like, obviously, if you're going in and you're going to complain about the price, you just shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
In the first place, because you're going there, you're not going to get your money's worth ever going to a fancy restaurant.
You
Ever.
don't. Newsflash.
It's like a
you don't
special
get
occasion.
your money's worth going out to dinner.
Yeah, but especially not fancy.
No, it's always less expensive to eat at home and healthier.
Yeah.
You go for the experience, and hopefully, if it's good chef and recipes, you're going to get really wonderful. It's the experience.
I love all the creativity.
Me too.
Like, even though they're tiny little portions, and I try to get a little bit of everything they put on the plate because I'm like, they put all this here for a reason. They wanted all the flavors to go together.
Yeah.
And so
But you also
there's a place called the Little Door here in California, in LA. It's mine and my wife's
Fantastic.
favorite. We've gone like 3 anniversaries before.
And you got to be careful for some places. And Johnny and I, when we were in Vegas, when we were honeymooning, we wanted to go eat before we saw Penn and Teller. And Guy Fieri's place was in the same place where they are. Guy Fieri's, you guys know him. He's one of the most famous Food Network chef hosts in the world. So we assumed it's going to be quality food.
Touristy.
It was
Yeah.
very underwhelming. I was very disappointed his name was attached to it.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Don't ever go to those places, especially Vegas. Most places are going to be
gonna
tourist trappy.
Yep. Not all. If you
like-
go to Laurie's, they're going to be the same Laurie's you go to in any place. Very good prime rib. Good experience at Laurie's in Vegas.
But I do love, and it is. There's one that I've wanted to go to. I've reached out and they said no, we don't want you to do video here.
Oh, really?
I asked them. I was
Okay.
like, would you like to do like I've done videos at other restaurants.
Yeah.
Come and they said,
Mayura.
well, thank you so much. We're
Chennai
going to
Tiffin.
decline the offer. I'm like, all right,
Okay,
buddy.
whatever.
Fuck you. But they're a higher end. They look really good.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll go in there
And just try it.
Just like secretly film.
I'm in.
Pull up the camera.
I'm in. You can just do it on the phone and just set it right there and just order our food and they may not notice the phone.
You put on our lapels.
Yeah.
Do it that way.
I'm game.
But anyway, it's fancier Indian food.
Okay.
Like hot, like
Mayura?
no, like they do fancy stuff like this too.
Oh, they're fancy schmancy.
fancy schmancy.
Okay.
Not like
They don't want-
Mayura, like it's just
They don't want us to film it because they don't think they're good enough.
They're
That's the only reason you wouldn't
They're
do
getting
that.
good reviews, but like they do like Indian inspired fancy cocktails. And
Got it.
It looks like it's a cool place. I'm sad that they declined
Yeah.
my offer.
You know who still does a great job of making good food is Benihana, man. They've been doing that for years. If you've never been to a Benihana, do it. Get Rocky's Special. That is another one
Is it
where
the shrimp,
it's
chicken,
overpriced.
and,
Yeah, you get a little bit of everything, kind of, with predominantly the steak and the chicken, but you get a little bit of shrimp. And
that's what I do.
That is the experience too. It's hibachi style cooking right in front of you. You're paying for that.
I want to take my kids.
In fact, our birthdays are coming up. I almost guarantee my mom and I are going to. Hers is on the 7th. I'm on the 10th. Since I was a kid,
Do you get the
Benihana
coupon?
was a.
Do you get the coupon?
What coupon?
Sign up for the birthday thing on their website.
On Benihana?
On your birthday, you get a free meal.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'll sign up.
You have to go on like that week, and you have to be able to prove it. But
Okay, great.
I've had it for years. I don't often go, but
Yeah,
I've had
I
the
still
birthday
love
thing for
Benihana.
years.
Their salad dressing is still
It's delicious.
amazing. Oh,
Anyways,
I'm hungry. I'm ready for lunch.
his normal videos are usually better because obviously they're regular style food, but
Yeah.
it's always fun. We did a 3-star restaurant in India, and that was a great video. We loved that video.
Yes.
It was a great video. We got to talk to the chef, sweet guy.
Honestly, didn't have one bad food experience. Every one of them was wonderful in its own way.
I'm sad that there was a lost video that we never got to.
I do too. That was in Jaipur, wasn't it?
We went at
Yeah,
night.
it was at
And
night.
It was a really cool place, like cultural.
Yeah.
I forget what it was called. Apparently, a really famous place. But,
Yep.
And the food was really spicy.
It was really, really spicy. It was. You did great.
We were also exhausted.
Yeah.
But that, I think the footage wasn't, the audio was bad. It was dark.
It was very dark.
Because I was still filming on my phone.
Yeah, it was very dark.
I'd probably have a different setup. I'd probably have like a handheld light and stuff the next time we go, and all that kind of stuff.
And it's going to be a whole new world when we do our next trip because we'll do the south. And it'll be a whole other adventure of beautiful, wonderful. We've gotten kind of hints of it, particularly at Mayora.
Yeah.
But it won't be the same as eating it in India. We know that.
No. Anyways, great as always. Let us know what you thought about it. If you liked it, let us know what other videos it says we can react to. Anything else you need to know down below.
The biggest, the baddest, wackiest, funniest, filmiest show on earth.
Never forget.